This video is intended for adults and children upwards the age of 14. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to the Neuer Crate. Your nerdism fix for today is my second part of the God Armour review and also pretty much the finalization of Fans Hobby's God Bomber project. We check out how we combine Power Baser with God Armour and turn both into this behemoth. Fans Hobby's God Ginrai, or, since I spoke to them, God Baser. Let's take it back and check them out. And here we are. So I didn't show you anything combined before because Fans Hobby wants you to start from God Bomber's vehicle mode. So you take his vehicle mode and break it apart into all of his individual components. From this on out, I would say we start from the bottom. So essentially we repeat the God Bomber transformation. We split this guy apart and then you make sure this is pulled out. This is straightened out, this goes down and out. Have these wheels slid in and these slid in. This over here, have this also. Make sure you do it this way, it's more easier. Packed in here, bring it down, bring this around, peg it in, turn it around. And that's your 1 foot down. If you want to have a toe tilt, you can also pull this out because then you actually really have a toe tilt for this mode too. Do that again on the other foot. Pull this out, bring this slider out. This is super stiff, I don't know why. And fold this in, fold this panel over, clip it all in to place, flip this over, slide this in, slide this in, again have this one out, and you got the second foot. Again, that's actually more easier. You saw this was sunk in when you slide this out. Pull this out, you have this toe tilt, and then slide this out again. This came out shortly, not the plan. And you got the second foot. Not really showing you what's the deal with this. They were in as before, plugged together, you unplug it, and that's that. For his monstrous chest plate, you unplug the front and you disconnect this part actually from this one. This becomes the new hip skirt. These halves, again, you pull them apart, then you take this half, turn it around, rotate this up, and then you take this, flip it over to this side, flip it over, bring it down, and actually have it angled here, and then straighten that out. That's the first jetpack. Second one, exactly the same, just mirrored. You straighten this out, rotate, or unplug this and rotate it, flip it around, bring it into angle, and slide this out. Now for combination. You take Power Baser and you have these slots below here, and you just put them into, you see the shape here and you see the shape here. So you really put them just in and you press down and do that on this foot. Also, then you take his former shoulder guns and you plug them into the feet here on the side. I always found this a little bit weird, like guns on the feet, but that's how God Ginrai just looks. Then let's make sure we get those jack packs clipped in. You take God Baser and that's one problem. We're heading to that. I'm in contact with Fans Hobby also, besides, and I told them he's really unstable. They don't have that problem on theirs. I have it on mine. So you need to be a little bit more rough-handed to have him actually standing up, but there's that. So combination continues. You have this clip here and you pull it over here and this part comes into here. At first it seems weird and difficult, but in the very end it works just fine. Number one. And we repeat it on the other side. Clip on here, slide a little bit forward and peg to the side. As you can see, at this point he becomes a little bit back heavy, so my advice would be to clip the thigh ratchets one click forward. Then we take his chest, and this is supposed to just clip over. They show you in an instruction video that you have to make sure these 4 ports in here go into these, right, this one goes behind here and this one is actually supposed to slip in behind this guy here. And you just make sure you do exactly that. You take care that you have all the edges lined up accordingly and you put them over. Mine is not very tight on there. I cannot actually lift him by this chest armor as Fans Hobby show in their instruction video, but it holds. Next up we take the little new hip shield or hip skirt. You flip these parts up, you just align them pretty much and you just slide this over below here to have this new hip skirt, and you align a little bit of the thigh shields to have the clearance. Then we come to the arms. Those essentially just slide over. You take the arm, you open it up. I try to be very careful, otherwise something will actually fall off. I love how he looks in the end. Please don't forget that. But he's fiddly, he's wobbly. So you close this down. Make sure you align the fingers accordingly. Open it up. Make sure you have the thumb pretty much folded in. Fold this in. Make sure it aligns with this peg with a little seam below here, and just peg it in. And then you take the hand and you do it the exact same way as on God Armour. You flip out this weapon and you slide this guy, there we go, this way around until the very end. Bring it down and then it holds quite well. Slid off a little bit, but it works actually better than on God Armour, which is actually a little bit absurd. Same on the other side. Open up, bring the arm down, put this up to the very end, slide it over very tight and clip this down, and then you're in service with this. Little backtracking on Ginrai in between. This guy can go in here, absolutely. You have a big indentation in here. You can still put this guy over and it all still works accordingly, but make sure you take care with the guns and with the pegs and with the actual stability of the guy. A little bit higher up because we go to some accessories. In the back here and here you have 2 indentations. Make sure you straighten this guy out again. If you should have the instability I do. I just want you to be mindful of that. So you take the gun, you flip it around, you have to have this peg and you slide that back here and on the other side equally. There you go. Lastly, you take his big gun or the rocket launcher and you have this guy flip to the back and you take this and you
plug it on top of God Armour in his truck port in here, which looks like this. Das gibt's gar nicht. Little outtake there for you. That just happened while I tried to turn him around. I don't know why, but his thigh ratchets became super loose on mine, which is really bad. Fans Hobby know about this, and they may send me new ratchets. Nevertheless, final piece of business: 2 swords, 2 pegs, 2 holes. You just put them in here. It's a loose connection, but it's a connection nevertheless, and you have all the weapons stored, which in turn looks like this. There is one absolute final step, which is showing you the battle mode of his head. I teased that during my God Armour mode. You take both ears and you pull them out, so you have this little space here. It's actually red. My camera won't quite pick it up, but you pull it out, roughly 1.5 to 2 millimeters on each side, and the crest the same. And then you finally got your God Ginrai. I'm actually able to have him fully in picture. I was not anticipating that. I think he looks tremendously cool. I will actually keep him in that mode, and this will actually spark my my combiner shelf. So with this guy complete, this looks super cool. I think all the details come through very, very nicely. Let's go through it a little bit, shall we? Thank God for telescopic tripods. So you see all the details, very, very nice. You see all the Power Baser parts here, just as you knew it. I had the Toy Hack stickers on it. Great, great tip, by the way, by Extra Zero, James Jordan. It's been a while back, but it's the first where I used those, and it's a great fit. So all the tempos from Power Baser come through nicely in combination with the tempos from God Armour. We have the Power Baser head V2 with the actual upgrade for God Ginrai, and the sculpting for God Armour comes through nicely on the chest, also on the arms here. Let me pull down a little bit. So I think that's a tremendous look. That's a tremendous look. And if you let me pull out a little bit and just bring this down a tad, you see it continues on the legs below with the tempo here, with the rotatable toe here. I like this more because this way you have a toe tilt. I'm not going through all the articulation because it's the articulation of Power Baser in combination with God Armour, and also it's super unstable. I will show you a little bit of it, but just so you know. Nevertheless, it comes through nicely. It looks very, very cool, and you see what I did there? I did nothing. I just rotated him, and his left thigh just got some give. I don't know. It's very sad. I had a pose where I actually had him stable, but yeah. I'm gonna pull this out a bit, and there's a back view, which is of course a big block, but it's super clean with the swords. Of course the swords fit also in his hands as before. It's the same railing system, nothing changed on that, but I think he's really clean and he's really cool. But I just want to show you the real part that is cool if you pull out the feet of God Armour in this combined version. Here, you saw that? I just pulled and his leg just went down. It can barely hold itself. So there's this little articulation outtake again for you to show you not much is going on to actually have him fall, which is sad. During this, the sword also came undone. So be mindful of that. What you can do articulation wise, like I said, everything is pretty much Power Baser. Of course now it's more limited, but The knee is actually still articulated well if you take the leg out. You see this? This is very, very loose. So I hope they pull through. But what is cool is he's stable and everything. You can stay. There you go. So you actually have a toe tilt here. You saw that, right? I hope so. I tried to return it. So you can use God Bomber's foot pivot or ankle pivot and actually have a toe tilt on this, which is nice. It's a nice addition, and you can have him. Yeah, this always comes undone too. It won't quite hold. You see what he did there? I almost lost this guy here. So yeah, he's beautiful, but he's unstable. And Extra Zero had the same problem, James Jordan. So yeah, he's great, but that's pretty much what I can do with articulation. Otherwise I don't know, he kind of breaks apart. Oh no, you know what we're gonna do, guys? We're gonna try walking pose. I tried that, it was a lot of work, but it worked in the end. But I just want to show you how hard it is to do. So you can activate the waist swivel quite well. Rotate the head, bring this to the back, bring this to the front, have this leg forward, have this leg slightly back, and then bring the weight on the foot down. I actually thought the wrong way around. Have it this way around, have this foot forward. And this is not quite the pose I did before, but it's actually the pose that's working now. So it's an, how did Dan put it? It's an impressive mass. Yeah, it's an impressive mass. But before he actually breaks down, I need more room. Let's straighten this guy out, like I said, and let's just bring in the only pretty much fair comparisons. He is with Unique Toys Bruticus Ragnar Rose. So that's pretty much the only fair comparison. But we're at Super God Master Force, right? So what's his arch enemy? Overlord. Mastermind creation is Carnifex, and usually Overlord towers over God Ginrai. Well, not towers, but he's taller. And here Overlord is a tad smaller. I would love to show you Double Evil. I kind of had to get him now, but here's that. And just to show you the extremity of things, we're gonna bring it down a scale. Again, Generation Toys Tyrant, very, 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 very much smaller. And you know what comes, right? Storm Collectibles Shinakuma. Dwarfed. Hashtag dwarfed. That is all. Although, one last thing. You can, of course, fit the little Junior Headmasters still in his front. No problemo. Like I said, super fiddly for me, but it still works. And now we're out of here. So that was that, guys. Is he beautiful? Mm-hmm. Is he stable? Sadly, not so much. Sadly, not so much. I told you, I spoke to Fans Hobby and they were, you know what, this was kind of annoying. I spoke to Fans Hobby and they said that they don't have the problems. They took a video really specifically for me. I was in contact with them and they made a video showing me how to attach the chest armor, and they were able to lift him by the chest armor. I also showed them a video of mine. The first I tried to lift him by the chest armor, it came off. So there was that. They also saw how the ratchets went away from the thighs, just left, right, front. They saw that and they said that maybe they will give me new ratchets. But if so, then I will give you an update. All right, for now, here's the score as it stands. I would have loved to give him more than 9, but due to how unstable he is, I actually opted to say some points, you know, kind of crossed out / in brackets, that the score could be higher. It could be higher. But nevertheless, both reviews were, I believe, long enough, so we're gonna head on down. Packaging, what should I tell you? Appearance, excellent. This is beautiful. Like for fans for Super God Master Force, which essentially I am. I never watched it, but I love the Super Ginrai, and this guy is the logical culmination of it. And he was on my wish list, and I'm happy to have him. Beautiful. Everything is just beautiful. The accessories, he comes packed, but due to the fact that the separate figures came packed already, but he came with a new head. That's cool, and all the accessories from the previous releases have their place. So that's also pretty cool. Materials overall are great, except for the ratchet stuff, which also tumbles down to the transformation engineering, which I put down to 5, because the problems that my power baser had with the weak ratchets and the fact that the God Bomber is that modular already, that brings it all, you know, a little bit down. So that's a little bit sad. I would say everything else was pretty much shown in the thing. Like the articulation overall is great for this bulky piece, but like I said, unstable. The robot mode is excellent. There is no alternate mode, of course, but the robot mode is an absolute beauty. I love how he looks, and I will actually display him there on my combiner shelf once it's started. When I started it and when it is more fleshed out, room to a 3.0. Playability, of course, suffers from this dude. Maybe it will be better when I get the other ratchets. Like I said, I will post an update then, and the value for money, it is still costly. Power Baser originally cost 200. God Bomber is now, so the God Armour is now 100, so that comes down to 300 for this package. Since he is very big and also well engineered and everything, I would say the value for money is still okay. Other companies would have charged way more. So I can tell you only that. I don't know if you have the problems with the instability I do, but this is my point of view. I can only tell you what I had. I had this directly from Fans Hobby, and this is the problems I had. But nevertheless, I want to tell you, Fans Hobby are excellent in the fan service and customer service department. They always answer. It can take a little while due to Chinese New Year or the coronavirus now, but they answer. They're always forthcoming, they're always happy to help. You get replacement parts without any cost, so they're excellent. They're really, really excellent. If you want to have figures and you can wait for a while for certain characters, I highly recommend them. So with this now, I hope you enjoyed this review, these 2 reviews. I know they were very long. If you stayed, thank you very much. If you liked, please subscribe, please, and also like, and head over to my Instagram for toy news. It's now starting to come up a little. It was a little slow, but things starting to come around. And I would say I will see you at the next review. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Take care. Bye.